Hello, Downey Ducks. It's Miss G coming to you for art for May 26th through May 29th. I hope everyone had a really nice long weekend. And I just want to remind you that you can share your art with me that you make through my email, lauragiovanello@bpsma.org, or on Instagram through Miss G Art. You can also send your artwork to your homeroom teacher and they can send it to me. So we do have some Zoom art happening this week. So you'll want to check your email to see the link to be able to participate. If you can't find it, just send me an email or ask your teacher for help. So for kindergarten, 7 a.m., grade 1, Tuesday at noon, Wednesday at 12, grade 4, Thursday at 1, and grade 5, Friday at 1, okay? And then we will not do it next week, but we will do it the following week. Kindergarten, your art lesson for this week is to listen to the book, the read aloud snippets. So you can go to it by going to bit.ly/snippets book. And you can listen to the read aloud on YouTube of Snippets, a story about paper shapes. You can make your own house out of snippets of paper. All you need is a pair of scissors and some paper and a colorful paper if you have it. So cut out shapes, put them together to create 3 unique houses. Try to make each one different. Bonus, if you have glue at home, glue the shapes of your house to a piece of paper so you can keep your masterpiece. Grade 1, you are going to work on creating an ocean drawing activity. So first I want you to think about the different kinds of things you see in the ocean. In the example picture, we have lots of different kinds of fish, right? Different shaped fish, some that are circle, some that are oval. We have dolphins and sharks and walruses and whales and turtles and mermaids and buried treasure. Some seaweed, some crab, some octopus and jellyfish, mermaids. So I want you to think about where all those things are in the ocean. So, right, the clouds and the sun are at the top, and a lot of the fish are at the top. The seaweed and anything that crawls on the sand, lobsters and crabs, things like that would be down the bottom. Starfish and shells, all that stuff down the bottom. So I'd love to see you create a beautiful ocean life. Grade 2 and 3, you are going to work on an activity called tracing shadows. What you'll need is some paper, something to draw with like a pencil, some toys or objects that are at least 3 inches tall. Taller objects work best because they cast a longer shadow. Also, doing this activity on a sunny day is the best idea. So what you're going to do is find a flat surface to draw on outside or next to a sunny window. You're going to place the toy or object on your paper. If you don't see a shadow under your toy, you might need to wait until a sunnier time. Trace around the shadow on your paper with a pencil. After tracing your shadow, you can color in the details of your shadow shapes with crayons or markers. So as you see in the examples here, these kids used a plant or different kinds of dinosaurs and horse toys, things like that. So you could do that too. For grade 4 and 5, I'd love for you to work on drawing 3D boxes, 3D shapes. When we draw things in 3D, we call it perspective drawing. So we've done a little bit of this so far, so this should be a review for you. So this is 1-point perspective. Step 1 is to draw a straight line at the top of your paper. This would be your horizon line. And you're going to put a dot in the middle, and that's called your vantage point. I want you to then to draw 3 shapes at the bottom of your paper. So this is, you can see a tall rectangle, a short rectangle, and a tall thin rectangle. Step 2 is to use a ruler or a book. If you don't have a ruler, you can always find a book and use the edge of the book to help you make a straight line. You're going to use the ruler or book to draw straight lines from the vantage point to the corners of your boxes. You shouldn't draw any lines that go through your boxes. Skip over those ones. Step 3 is to draw straight lines for the tops of the boxes and the sides of the boxes. And then step 4 is to color in the boxes and then erase any lines that connect to the vantage point. Now you've made a 3D shape. You can turn these into buildings or anything else if you would like. And then my last project I have for you is anyone in K-5 or anyone in special ed can do this project. It is using salt dough. So salt dough is actually really easy to make. You just need 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of salt, and 1 cup of warm water. If you want to make less of it, you can just divide this recipe in half. So it'll be 1 cup of flour, a 1/2 cup of salt, and a 1/2 cup of warm water, and then you don't have as much. So you can first make the dough, and then once you make the dough, you do have to let it rest a little bit before you start playing with it and making it into your shapes and things. So make your dough and then let it sit by itself for about a 1/2 hour to an hour. And then afterwards, it should be ready to play with. You can roll it, you can paint it, you can color it, you can play with all your dough in any ways. And then in the picture example, you can see that they made a cutout using maybe a cookie cutter, and then they filled the inside with beads. And then they also put, this is called parchment paper, underneath, and then they put it in the oven at a very low temperature, and the beads melted inside, and it made a really beautiful sun catcher. So I hope that you try that out. And like I said, if you want to send any of your pictures of the artwork you do to me or your teacher, we would love to see it. Everyone have a great week, and look out next week for the next video.